Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Malik Abbas and you're listening to Silent Stories podcast, a space where we talk about the stories, struggles, lessons and emotions that shape our human experience. This podcast was created from a simple belief: behind every person is a story that the world may never see. Every smile can hide a struggle. Every success has a journey behind it. Every person carries battles, dreams, fears, and memories that deserve to be heard. Through this podcast, we'll explore the realities of life, the challenges we face, the lessons we learn, the mistakes that shape us, and the moments that remind us of our humanity. We'll talk about topics that many people feel but rarely discuss: the sacrifices our parents make for us, the silent battles people fight alone, the pain of losing ourselves while searching for acceptance, the importance of kindness, forgiveness, and understanding, the struggle of young people trying to find their purpose in a complicated world. This is not a place for perfect stories. This is a place for honest stories, a place where we reflect, learn, and remind ourselves that behind every person is a journey worth understanding. My goal is not only to share thoughts, but to create conversations that inspire change, encourage self-reflection, and help us become the best version or a better version of ourselves. So wherever you're listening from, whether you are walking, driving, working, or simply taking a quiet moment for yourself, thank you for being here. I hope every episode gives you something to think about, something to feel, and maybe even something that changes the way you see yourself or the people around you. This is Silent Stories podcast. I am Malik Abbas. Moreover, together we'll explore the stories that make us human. Welcome to the journey. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode. Today I want to talk about something that touches every human heart. Something many of us understand only when it is almost too late. Today I want to talk about our parents. Not just the people who gave us life, but the people who sacrificed part of their own lives so that we could have a better one. The people who carried pain silently so we could smile. The people who stayed awake at night worrying about our futures while we were sleeping peacefully. The people who gave us everything, even when they had almost nothing left to give. And the saddest truth is, many of us understand our parents' sacrifices when we become adults, when life becomes difficult, when we finally realize how much they carried for us. When we were children, we thought our parents were simply parents. We thought food appeared on the table. We thought school fees were just something that got paid. Without clothes, books, medicine, and everything we needed were normal things that existed automatically. We never saw the struggle behind those things. We never saw the father who came home exhausted after working all day, but still smiled because he didn't want his children to worry. We never saw the mother who went to sleep tired, but woke up early again to prepare everything for the family. We never saw the bills they were afraid of. We never saw the responsibilities they carried. We never saw the sacrifices they made. Because parents have a special kind of love, they suffer quietly. They hide their worries. They carry heavy burdens on their shoulders and pretend everything's okay. Not because they are not tired, but because they don't want their children to feel the weight they carry. One of the hardest things to understand about parents is what they were once young to. They had dreams, they had ambitions, they had things they wanted to achieve. Your father was once a young man with his own future. Your mother was once a young woman with hopes and dreams. But when they became parents, their priorities changed. Their dreams became secondary. Your education became more important than their comfort. Your future became more important than their present. They delayed their happiness so you could have opportunities they never had. Sometimes they wore old clothes so you could have new ones. Sometimes they ate less so that you could eat more. Sometimes they worked jobs they disliked because they needed to provide for you. Sometimes they stayed in difficult situations because leaving meant putting the family at risk. At many times, they never complained. Many fathers express love differently. They may not always say, "I love you." They may not always hug you. They may not always talk about their feelings. But look at their actions. Look at the early mornings. Look at the working hours. Look at the responsibilities they carried without telling anyone. A father may come home exhausted and still ask, "Did you eat? How was your day? Do you need anything?" He may have problems of his own, but he puts them aside because his family needs him. Many fathers sacrifice their youth so their children can have a better future. And sometimes the saddest moment is when we finally become old enough to understand their sacrifices, but they are already too tired to hear our appreciation. A mother's love is one of the greatest examples of unconditional love. A mother remembers things we forget. She remembers our childhood fears. She remembers our favorite foods. She remembers the days we were sick. She remembers our dreams. She carries memories of our entire lives. But sometimes we forget hers. We forget that she also gets tired. We forget that she also needs care. We forgot that she also needs someone to ask, "Are you okay? How are you feeling? Do you need anything?" We often run to our mothers when we need comfort, but we forget that mothers also need comfort. The person who spent years taking care of us eventually becomes the one who needs us to take care of them. There comes a moment in life when something changes. Maybe it's the day you receive your salary. Maybe it's the day you pay your own bills. Maybe it's the day you become responsible for someone else. Suddenly you understand. You understand why your parents worried so much. You understand why they worked so hard. You understand why they made difficult choices. You realize that what looked simple from a child's eyes was actually a huge sacrifice. And sometimes that realization comes with sadness. Because you look back and think, why didn't I appreciate them more? Why didn't I spend more time with them? Why did I complain about things they struggled to provide. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing there will always be more time to call, more time to visit, more time to say thank you, more time to show love. But life does not make promises. One day, the voice you are used to hearing may become silent. The person who always answered your call may no longer be there. The chair where your father sat may become empty. The kitchen where your mother prepared meals may become quiet. And then you may wish for one more conversation, one more hug, one more chance to say thank you for everything. To my generation and to everyone or every young person listening, do not measure your parents only by what they were able to give you. Measure them by what they gave up. Do not look only at their weakness, remember their sacrifices. Do not wait until they are gone to appreciate them. Call them, visit them, listen to their stories, ask them about their struggles, tell them you love them. Sometimes parents do not need expensive gifts. They need your time. They need your attention. They need you to know that their sacrifices were not forgotten. One day, we'll all understand that our parents were not superheroes because they never struggled. They were superheroes because they struggled and still showed up for us. They were tired but continued. They were afraid but remained strong. They were hurting but gave us love. The greatest gift we can give our parents is not money. It is appreciation. It is respect. It's our presence. Because the saddest regret in life is not losing someone. The saddest regret is realizing how much they meant to us after we no longer have the chance to tell them. So before time takes away the opportunity, look at your parents and remember, behind every sacrifice they made was love. Behind every difficult decision was care. Behind every struggle was a dream that you would have a better life. Appreciate them while they are still here, because some people spend their whole life wishing for one more day with the people they once had. Thank you for listening. Until next time, take care of yourself, and more importantly, take care of the people who spent their lives taking care of you.